Unlike Tibet or Xinjiang, Yunnan was not primarily absorbed during the great territorial expansion of the Qing dynasty. The incorporation into the Chinese imperial world began centuries earlier through a long process of conquest, migration, trade, and administrative control. For most of ancient history, the mountains and valleys of Yunnan existed outside the political centers of northern China. The region was geographically isolated from the Chinese heartland by rugged terrain, dense forests, and river systems flowing south towards Southeast Asia. Its peoples were extraordinarily diverse. Many belonged to Tibeto-Burman, Thai, and Austroasiatic cultural worlds rather than the Han Chinese sphere. To imperial courts in the north, Yunnan was often viewed as a distant frontier, wealthy in resources, strategically important but difficult to dominate. The first major state to unite much of the region was the Nanzhao kingdom, founded in the 8th century. Emerging around 738, Nanzhao consolidated several local tribal polities around Lake Erhai in what it is now western Yunnan. At times, it allied with the Tang dynasty against Tibet. At other moments, it fought directly against Chinese forces. Nanzhao was not a minor tribal state. It became a powerful regional kingdom capable of projecting influence deep into mainland Southeast Asia. Its army campaigned into Burma, northern Thailand, and Sichuan. Its rulers built a political system heavily influenced by both Tibetan and Chinese models, while still preserving local traditions. The kingdom also became an important center of Buddhism. Trade routes connected it to Tibet, India, and the broader Southeast Asian world. But by the late 9th century, Nanzhao weakened under internal instability and elite conflict. In 902, the kingdom collapsed. Several short-lived regimes followed before the rise of the Dali kingdom in 937. Unlike the centralized dynasties of northern China, Dali governed through a looser system of aristocratic clans, local rulers, and Buddhist institutions. The kingdom maintained tributary relations with Song China, but remained politically independent. Chinese influence certainly existed. Trade flourished, cultural exchanges intensified, and merchants and migrants entered parts of Yunnan. But Dali was not ruled from Beijing, Kaifeng, or any northern imperial capital. It remained its own kingdom. That independence ended in 1253. The Mongols, led by Kublai Khan, launched a massive campaign into Yunnan during the expansion of the Yuan Empire. The Dali kingdom was defeated and incorporated into the Mongol imperial system. This moment fundamentally changed Yunnan's future. For the first time, the region became permanently tied to a larger empire centered in China. Under the Yuan dynasty, Yunnan was reorganized administratively and open to larger waves of military settlements and migration. The Mongols relied heavily on local rulers to maintain order, but imperial authority was now firmly established. When the Ming dynasty replaced the Yuan in 1368, control over Yunnan became even more direct. The Ming court launched military campaigns to secure the southwest and suppress local resistance. Large numbers of Han settlers, soldiers, and administrators moved into the province. This state introduced the Tusi system, allowing hereditary local chieftains to govern minority regions under imperial supervision. This was a compromise. Local elites kept limited autonomy, but ultimate authority belonged to the empire. Over time, however, the Ming and later the Qing increasingly replaced hereditary native rulers with direct bureaucratic administration, a process known as Gaichu Gilyu, or replacing native rule with regular administration. This gradual transformation deeply reshaped Yunnan. Han migration accelerated. Agriculture expanded, mining and trade grew. At the same time, many indigenous communities were pushed deeper into mountainous regions or brought under tighter state control. Yet, the province never became culturally uniform. Even during the Qing era, Yunnan remained one of the most ethnically diverse regions in the empire. Baizi, Yizi, Daizi, Mahizi, Miaozi, Yuzi, and many other peoples maintained distinct languages, customs, and identities. That diversity also produced tension. In the late 19th century, Qing authority weakened across much of China. Economic crisis, ethnic conflict, and imperial decline triggered a wave of uprising. In Yunnan, this exploded into the Panthay Rebellion, beginning in 1856. Muslim communities revolted against Qing rule after years of discrimination, violence, and local conflict. Under the leadership of Zhu Wenju, the rebels captured Dali and established an independent empire. Zhu Wenju did not simply frame the conflict as a religious war. He portrayed it as a struggle against Qing oppression itself. His state attempted to unite Muslims and non-Muslims under a broader anti-Qing movement. But the Qing eventually regrew. By 1873, Imperial forces crushed the rebellion. The aftermath was catastrophic. Entire communities were destroyed, and massive population losses reshaped parts of the province for generations. Yet, even after reconquest, Yunnan remained difficult to fully integrate. Following the fall of the Qing in 1911, the province entered the era of warlord politics. Local military rulers often exercised more authority than the central government in Beijing. Trade with Burma, French Indochina, and Southeast Asia continued to shape the region's economy and culture. Then came the Communist victory in 1949. Under the People's Republic of China, Yunnan remained a standard province rather than an autonomous region. However, the government established several autonomous prefectures for ethnic minorities, including the Daiju, Yiju, Baiju, and others. The communist state promoted infrastructure, economic integration, and political centralization. Roads, railways, dams, and urban expansion connected Yunnan more tightly to the rest of China than ever before. At the same time, traditional cultures faced growing pressure from modernization, migration, and state-directed development. Unlike Tibet or Xinjiang, Yunnan has not become a major center of separatist conflicts. Its story is different. It's more like a story of ancient kingdoms slowly absorbed into larger empires, a story of borderlands rather than frontiers. Today, Yunnan stands as one of the most culturally diverse provinces in China, a region where dozens of ethnic groups still coexist and where the memory of older kingdoms survives beneath the structure of the modern Chinese state.